first time, we've put the hands of the engineers who have heretofore been the game designers. They've designed all the games we see in the arcades. Now we're taking Hollywood and the screenwriters and the people that work with dramatics, and we're putting them hand in hand, so that engineers and dramatists, if you will now work on what will be in the arcade market. And that's why I think you'll find something that is tremendously more exciting, something that will pull you into the screen like you haven't been pulled before.
Success, guys, is a very, very lonely road, man. Very few people are willing to endure the pain, the sacrifice, due diligence to be successful. It's an uphill battle. And along that road, you're not going to see too many friends. You're going to see your shadow most often. You got to trust in the heart of hearts. Inside what you're doing, what you believe in, is a worthy cause, a winnable fight. See, the thing is, for many people, they've tried the same path you're on, and they failed. As you walk this journey, you're going to see carcasses all over the place of people that didn't quite have it. That should inspire you. You got further than that person and that person. But you're not looking to get further than them. You're looking to finish. How do you know you're on the right path? Where do you go to ensure that? Success. Many will love you for it. The majority will hate you. Because your success makes them feel insufficient in their current endeavor. Reminds them of where they could have done it if they came up short, and how they didn't revisit it. Where they went at it and failed, and failure is what stood and never revisited it again. The difference between a winner and a loser, the failure's there every single time. It's just the winner gets back up and does it again, and does it again, until it goes his way. So now you're down that path and you're all alone. How do you know you're on the right path? How do you know what you're doing is in the right direction? It's not the title that makes you. It's not the success that makes you. The character defines the success, defines the fame, and it starts right there. Championships aren't won in the theater or the arena. They're won in the thousands of hours in the training room, in the labs, in the 5 a.m. runs, and the training when everyone else is sleeping. That's when it's won. The heart of a champion is a light switch that's always on. It doesn't go on and off when someone's watching. It's constant. It's how you look at something. If your name's attached to it, that you do it right, the best of your ability every single time.
Victory has defeated you. May I remind you, you adopted the dark. Meaning that you practice in the dark, was born in the dark, shaped by the dark, molded by the dark. Some of you were soft, but you were born in the dark, and now you're soft. Every time you come up to a challenge, you quit, you surrender, you give up, you give in. Every single thing I go through, I remember I was homeless, and I draw from it. Every single time I'm going through pain, I remember that I've gone through pain since I was a kid. I draw from it. Recycle your pain.
And the last pick is...
They didn't call my name, told me it was over. But I've been deaf since I was 3, so I didn't listen.
Get something from it. You're already in pain. Use it. Do something with it. Allow it to take you to the next level. Allow your pain to push you to greatness. Some of you, your success has messed you up. You're so successful now, you soft. Your success has not benefited you. You've not grown as a result of being successful. You've lost your bite. You're not hungry anymore. Your success is damaging you. Are you hearing me? Some of you have been knocked out by life, and you got up and saw the blood, and you, he hit me. Sometimes in life, you have to hit back. It's not always going to be easy. They're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you success. They're not going to put it on the platter. But if you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to put the sweat, the blood, the tears, if you're willing to earn it, they don't give away Bentley. They're never on sale.
What up,
Gives the illusion that the
Cash-O-Matic?
game player is in control,
Cool name.
when indeed he may
I'm
not be. But you
I'm
must
just kind
give
of
that
getting
illusion.
Twitch and everything going. I want to go live on TikTok too. And then there's a I'm gonna wait a sec. I'm gonna wait for everybody to get in here for a second. And I need to add products, huh? Where are we at? Add import from inventory. Let's see. Add the show. It's like its own process doing all this stuff, to be honest with you. It's crazy. But yeah, let's see if I can get the Twitch stream going. Twitch and YouTube chat. Once I see that, I'm good to go. And I do want to get the what you call it happening. TikTok. What up, dude? I was thinking about you earlier because I'm like, man, I don't want to go on at lunchtime and get in your way. So, and I'm actually going to try going live on TikTok right now, too. And let's see if this works. It's possible. I'm just calling it Let's Go Live. Alright, I might actually... Yeah, what up, dude? Might actually be going live on what you call it, on the TikTok for once. So what ended up happening was the other night was I thought that I could, dude, if you saw what my setup is, it's crazy right now. Like, I'm going to, like, so many different streams at one time. I gotta leave at 3:30, bro. Why you stream so late? This is, like, normal time. I think I'm gonna come back tonight. My game plan is to, like, I want to do some references, and I want to look up some stuff, but I wanted to do it on stream. What up, dude? Man, that Rami 66967. I hear he's looking for a goth girl. That's the rumor. I don't know. Like, I don't know what's really going on, but that's something I've been hearing. So yeah, dude, it's a nice quiet day. The chickens are in the other room. I built like a little practice perch for them. My rooster had been dude, I think he had something like years ago, and he's just like, it's like when you have like a basketball or a sports injury or something like that. I'm on my odyssey for a goth girl. Is that like the term now? Is that what Gen Zers? Dude, did y'all see that Gen Zer on TikTok? That was like tell him that goth. He said that Armando said he'll get you a goth girl if you hook him up with his cousin. So y'all got to do like some kind of trade. I 0% have any interest in the Odyssey. I have zero interest in the Odyssey, He-Man, like a million different things. Dude, you know what I've been watching all day when I'm not like asking Google and ChatGPT questions about chickens and shit like that? Dude, I've been watching Beetlejuice episodes. There's like streaming Beetlejuice episodes on. I'm gonna go into a different deep dive today, but I am reviewing gummy bears. And there are some mysteries from our childhood that I'd like to deal with. Also, if you remember, we had a girl that we went to school with that was all about cats. You know what I'm talking about? Her initials were DD. And she became she became like, I'm not even making this up. She became a circus sideshow performer and a burlesque dancer. And I was on a date with this. She ended up being my girlfriend for a while. But we went on a date one time to a burlesque show. Not really my thing, but it was, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, you gotta go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like those early days of dating when you don't want to say no yet. You know, like you're still trying to get in there, so you kind of like go on these weird dates. And we went to a burlesque show, and like one of the performers ended up being like this girl that you and I know from grammar school. And dude, it was crazy, man. She like swallowed a sword. She was like stapling stuff to herself, and her name was Lydia. That was like her name in her performance name. And I have to imagine when I was watching Beetlejuice this morning, I was like, dude, that has to be. She must have been a Beetlejuice fan when we were kids. And she's cool as fuck. Like, I'm a big fan. Like, like she got a lot of heat when we were in grammar school, but she's actually really cool as fuck, man. The new He-Man is literally on Prime. Nobody cared. I see people talking about it, and they're just like, dude, it's so awesome. Like, I'm so glad it's here. And it's just like, bro, that was just in the theaters a month ago. Dude, it went from in theaters a month ago, bombed so bad, and now it's free on Prime. I guess they're trying to rehash some sort of something from it. Dude, I don't know, man. It's crazy, dude. There he is. There's the big guy. Also, dude, we talked, if you're in the Discord, we talked about that last night. I went on a weird deep dive with, so dude, y'all all know this. Like, there's been a journey here. There's been a progression here of, like, I've been watching old stuff. I've been watching, like, Saturday morning cartoons a lot of times. All kinds of different things. Trying to, like, hey, it's like, it's fine. Like, if you're cleaning the house or you're doing something, it's fine, like, background, or whatever. But, like, as I work on this chicken cartoon, like, I think all that's gonna come in handy. And I just never had, like, the right... It's like I knew I wanted to do it. I knew people, like, that I could see their eyes spark when I talked about doing it. But, like, dude, Chowder fucking sucks, dude. But I could never get, like, the actual... Like, what are the pieces? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are the pieces that would get it going? Or what are, like, what... Okay, I want to do a show about chickens. Okay, I got it. Now what? Now what do they do? Okay, I want to base it off of, you know who crowing in the background. Okay, got it. Now what? And what are we doing here? I appreciate that Always Angry. And Robbie loves it. Robbie said he loves having the rooster in the show, so he might just be part of it. I might even find a way to get him in the room or something like that. We'll see. We'll see what we do. But yeah, dude. So, like, I'm thinking about how I want to do it. My favorite show all time is going to be Muppet Babies. I think that's the best show. I need to get something on the background screen in a second, but I'll go get my tablet. I'm charging my tablet, and it was something like they always like the concept of that show was imagination, right? So they never left. It's like Always Sunny. Like Always Sunny, there's a theory that whenever they leave the bar, that's when the show goes downhill. That's not totally true, but it's not untrue. You know, like it's not that far off. Like once they kind of expand out a little bit, the show kind of, it's just a theory. It's not technically true. But Muppet Babies, they never leave the nursery. And yet they go to space. They go to like I don't know. They go save the Shankara stones. They go to desert islands. They go to like amusement parks. Like it's all like this stuff built around their imagination. And then it's also like dude, when you think about it, the reason Muppet Babies is not available on DVD is Muppet Babies never went to go see the Odyssey. I'm gonna check that out and see if they had an Odyssey-ish episode. Possible. Why is the Odyssey a thing now? I thought everybody hated it. Like I'm just not interested. But they went on a I do have new comics. I'm gonna put them in the whatnot later. But it was a parody show, and so the reason it's not on DVD anymore is, or it was never on DVD, I don't even know if it was on VHS, is because like it's a litigious nightmare. It's there are so many, every time they opened a closet door or lifted up a blanket, there was a clip from a movie or a TV show, like usually Lucasfilm. It was either going to be a Star Wars or Spielberg thing, but they had Back to the Future stuff in there. Like they just did. Muppet Babies didn't care, man. Like they went crazy with it. And so like how do you put that out? Everybody's going to want a piece, and it's just impossible to get. But it was cool. It was a cool. I don't know, man. I used to enjoy that. I would enjoy like Indiana Jones. I liked Indiana Jones, and then I like Muppets. That's all Muppets. Dude, arguably, that's really all Muppets essentially are. Like all they do is Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet this, Muppet that. Like there are some solo adventures, but they are really a parody. They're parody puppets. That's all they do. All they do is like kind of deal with pop culture and stuff like that. Live visibility restricted. Your live is not eligible for recommendation and restricted in search results because it contains unoriginal or reproduced content. This is in line with the TikTok live section. All right, I'm gonna appeal that. I don't even know what that means. The notice is unclear. I'm still not sure where I got this restriction. All right, I'm just testing out the TikTok thing. But so yeah, so that's why I was just kind of like, okay, like I know I'm going to base it off of the SMA book, the first issue of Ninja Turtles. I know it's going to be, I thought that was like the perfect transitional moment. And dude, when we were playing around with the designs the other night, and we were putting my hen Camilla dressed as Brittany, and she had like the scarf, that's such a perfect moment. At some point, she's going to pick up a mask, and it's going to be a Ninja Turtle mask, and she's just going to turn it into a scarf and put it around her neck. Like, that's perfect, a perfect transition. You know what I mean? Like, that is such a sweet, like, nod and send off. What up, dude? What up? I'm showing up again. I think I'm gonna go get sushi, but I'm like, let me do my coffee and all that bullshit in here while I'm up. You got removed because you were hating on the Odyssey, dude. I don't know. I think I'm still live on TikTok. It looks like I am, but like it's not. What am I? It's me and I don't even have my computer plugged in yet. Muppets and Johnny Cash will always be legendary. Like, I mean, I don't know if I've even ever seen it. I've seen, dude, but they did Star Wars a ton. Like, there was a ton of Muppet Star Wars. And so, like, that's when I was watching, last night, whatever it is, clips from Chipmunk Adventure, and it was just kind of like, man, like, that would be kind of, it just kind of happened, man. I was just kind of making dinner. I wasn't really paying attention to too much at all. And then I'm like, dude, they had those diamond dolls. Like, I have to rewatch the movie, but essentially they were tasked with going around and switching dolls for dolls, but all the dolls looked like them, but some had diamonds like that were inside of them, and like they basically went all over the world doing this while Dave was on vacation. And Miss Miller was just like a shitty caregiver for chipmunks and didn't pay attention to them, so like didn't realize the chipettes were loose too. And I'm just like, man, that would be kind of cool if in all these different episodes, maybe, not all the time, but like maybe that's like kind of like a thing, is that like you can kind of like legally have it like be part of that world where like maybe they're in the backyard one day and like a hot air balloon is going by and a doll falls on the ground, you know? Like those dolls. We're about to fuck up the camera, creepy tat. The Chipmunks dolls. I wonder if those have diamonds inside of them. And so one of them falls on the ground. And then that leads them into a whole nother adventure. Then maybe the henchmen come in and they want to chase around the chickens and they have to like deliver some dolls. So there's like this whole Chipmunk Adventure movie going on. And then almost like expanded universe, like this stuff is going on over here. So that would be pretty cool. Like I thought that would be pretty neat. That would be a fun, like, I don't know, just be fun to do. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what I'm leaning towards. Still got to decide on the format. I have one of these, like, you know, back in the day you'd get these, they would be like sideways Garfield books. They'd be like long versions, so it'd be like a 3-panel book that you keep opening and whatever. I'm not against something like that, but I'm not against doing something new, and I just have to decide what the format's going to be, and then what do I do? Do I do a Kickstarter? Do I do, you know, what is put the chickens in a View Askew universe? Dude, we were thinking about messaging Smith. That's crazy, man. I'm surprised. I know he knows who I am. I mean, I got him and Muse behind me. I know they know who I am in that sense, but like I'm sure he doesn't. Dude, I don't know. I'm not on his level, so I don't know what he. Dude, I wish I had been there to hear that or whatever. You know, like he remembered Stoddard too, and we were around him a lot. You know, we were around him more than most, and I was around a lot of people that worked on the film a lot too. So I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how that world works. It's also not a big world. It's not a big entertainment industry. Is not as big as you think it is. It's absolutely not. It's shocking how big it's not. Believe it, honestly. So that's its own thing. Let me see. All right. So y'all want to try out this new thing, this new project? I'll show y'all what that is. Let's see if I can do it up here. I'd like to not go get my computer if I don't have to. I think that's it. One more. So there's a there's a character. I'm gonna bring it over to this screen. Let's see if we can get the pop-up window in. I was asked to do a character for a toy that's about to come out. There's a guy out in, I believe he's in Tennessee. I've messaged with him before. Super cool, super legit. Definitely, if it's up your alley, support him. Toys are comics are like arguably cheap. You know what I mean? Like, they're not cheap. There's a lot of there's overhead, and time is really your enemy. Okay, but essentially print is kind of cheap. Toys are insane. So, like, if you want to just do like a mold of something, like this, if I just wanted to get this like molded or something like that, it's really not that expensive. You know what I mean? Once I have the sculpt done, you mold it. However, you know, injection mold, you shoot the plastic in there, you got it. Like, we're good to go. But once you start adding like joints and articulation, there's going to be levels of quality control. You're going to have to get insurance and stuff like that. Like, it just gets insane. And I guess it's called tooling. We all like know that term now. Like, it's pretty popular. But insurance for what? Insurance in case like a kid or somebody chokes on it. No bullshit. Because we looked into getting toys. We were going to do the Night Stars toys. Like, that's why I have like the Leslie figure. Like, I got it in like 5-point articulation, but that's why we got this figure. And so we reached out to Zika Toys to possibly like get this made for us if the Kickstarter had done well enough. But we would have had to have made like $100,000 or more to have done that. We ended up I forget what we ended up with. 8.5, something like that. So it would have been a while away. I think we were focused more on the toy than the comic, and sometimes I'm debating like doing it again. But print itself is like pretty cheap. Toys, again, like tooling and stuff like that. That they use them as anchors out in China. All these like little fishing boats and stuff like that in the 80s and 90s. They're using the fucking tooling molds to anchor their ships so they can go catch fish and stuff like that and give you MSG. Like, dude, that's like Ninja Turtles figures. And once those toolings are gone, they're gone. Some of them they put in like a warehouse and they keep them. Some they just, hey, you need something to dock your boat. You need something to weigh you down while you're out here. So that's how that works. But he's doing that out of Tennessee, man, and he does a lot of cool stuff. And he's about to do another character that was I don't know. So I was like, man, it would be kind of fun to kind of like unwrap this on stream and kind of like break down like what this character is, and then go through the process of a toy design and a toy box design. So this is what, on my end, it's no different than what I would be doing for NECA, who lost TMNT, and or Mattel. So that explains how Funko are able to crap out so many garbage pops. Dude, most of that is nothing moves. So as long as the head fits onto the body, they only have to worry about that one joint. That's it. The stands, the feet, dude, they can shit those out. I would assume. Yo, whoa, but dude, whoa, Daytime Estevez. Holy shit, man. This is a rarity. And so, like, I've said this before. So we got like multiple chats going. I think I'm live on TikTok. It looks like it. We got y'all in Twitch. Always Angry and Muka, Rami. They're over on Whatnot with the Whatnot kids. And then Estevez is here because I do have to have one of y'all here as my henchman. But dude, they always had, like, in Return of the Living Dead, y'all know this already, but in Return of the Living Dead, they had the two same guys play the same characters over and over, and I don't know, it just happened. It happened by default that y'all two are now bonded together, and dude, so my buddies that are in the Twitch chat right now, they I started putting them into the books, and I don't know, it just became a thing. Like, now it's kind of like an inside joke that they're always kind of like these side characters in the stories. So if I do a Chipmunk Adventures chicken story, I'm gonna have them as the henchmen of the Big Lip. They have these, like, the guy's really bizarre looking in Chipmunk Adventure. He's got a crazy, he kind of looks like Lex Luthor on Justice League Unlimited. Dude, man. What was the line? What was the line in Candlestick Club? It's like, fuck. I wrote it too. Motherfucker. I don't know. They mock somebody. They mock, it's a crazy story too. They mock, I forget whatever the guy's name is, whatever I was looking at the time. And I do have a new Candlestick Club story that I wrote yesterday. It had to be yesterday because I wrote the chicken strips and that one on the same day. So I do have a new Candlestick Club story. It's called it's going to be called the Egregornament. So it's about a team of goblins or ghouls, a basketball team of goblins or ghouls that are using an egregore as a way to help them win a basketball tournament against the werewolf kid from the Candlestick Club show. And so I got that all fleshed out and kind of ready to go. And I'd like to do more of those. They're just gonna come. They're gonna come in random. You know what I mean? So hold up. Let me go get my tablet. It's kind of charged now. They better wear a cycling jersey. No, but I am gonna wear. The werewolf is kind of like my homage. This is what I'm saying. I feel like you can. I feel like I'm reaching a nice. Let me give me 5 seconds. Let me go grab the tablet from the other room. Hold on. Tell him, buddy. Tell him, buddy. Tell him, buddy. Keep him occupied. Keep him entertained, pal. Keep him entertained. Alright. And we'll get to, you'll see like an update. Take your time. Nah, I'm good, dude. I just gotta go in the other room. So, he's been quiet all day, too, for the most part. It's like a kind of rainy day, and I brought him inside just to bring him in. I just like having him in. Like, I'm just kind of over it. Like, I'm just... So this is JC's commission. I'm kind of been picking at this, working on this. Hopefully I don't have to get too crazy with the bikes, but that's kind of like one of those details where it just works. You know what I mean? So we're moving along. This is becoming like a bigger piece. Originally it was just Shredder and Krang in the ET pose, and then, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do my fucking thing. Hey, let's make this... Dude, shut the fuck up. It's like, hey, hey, Tim, like, I'll give you money to just draw Shredder and Krang on a bike. And then I'm just like, yeah, like, let me just, like, make my life harder and just add, like, 20 different things that we're not asked for. Nah, it's for real here, dude. It's for real. I love having them inside. Like, honestly, dude, I'm like, I'm at the point where I want to put, like, a doggy door and just let them have their own... Polycarp, yeah, dude, yeah, Polycarp. Dude, so I got into, like... I'm going to say this. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care about any of that stuff. I'm just just chill, dude. Like, people get so sensitive about all this stuff. But I was looking into, like, Catholicism and different stories. I was more interested in, like, why did certain people, like, die... Or, like, dude, there's, like, we all know, like, the basic stuff, and then there's all kinds of, like, crazy stories that you don't hear about. And so I was, like, getting into those, and that was one of them, was like, this Polycarp guy. It was phenomenal, dude. It was a wild story. And so, I don't know, it just ended up in a Candlestick Club book. But, yeah. So it's getting there. There's always this point... my game plan, I'm going to happy hour, not happy hour, but, well, it's happy hour. Dude, the sushi place I go to, like, dude, they hook it up, bro, but you gotta go before 6. You go after that, and it's just too fucking much. It ain't worth it, but, And I feel comfortable with them inside, so I'm just gonna let them chill out. Holy crap, you're getting out of the house. Dude, I left today to go to BSI for a minute. Yeah, I'm kinda in a mood, dude. Chicken better be going in in that basket. Dude, he might. I might do an ET version of that too. I might hide a chicken in there because they are technically TMNT canon. So I might put one of them in Dimension X. So we're getting there. So let's go to this. Latch stream. No, we're not gonna restore. So the character, to get back to it, did I miss anything? I think he's hungry. Nah, dude, they're chowing down, dude. That fucking funny bro with that damn rooster back there. Oh, I love it, dude. No, wait, come back. Duty call. Sorry, bro. I can't believe you left. Did I forget anything? Chicken better be going in that basket. No, I think we're up to date. Okay. So the toy is a character called Mr. Monster. Never heard of him before. Ironically enough, a buddy of mine did a comic called Doc Salem. And now that I've seen this, it's like he was clearly doing an homage to Mr. Monster. And I love the book. I love it. I love the artist, and I love the book. So when you draw me, I wish you make me with a full beard, since that's what I'll do. Full beard now. I'll edit it. I do this like scraggly thing for the Ninja Turtle comics. Like I was trying to make it fit the turtle stuff, but I love, as long as it like stays consistently you. As long as like one day, years from now, when I die penniless on a couch like Bill Finger somewhere, and people actually discover my art and I become famous like too late, you know, like I lived the tragic life of an artist. I hope they go look back, and as long as they understand that it's still you, after you've died tragically as an artist as well, as a writer on your own couch in Houston, they can go back and be like, wait, isn't that fucking Estevez guy? Like, was that dude? Is there a connection here? Dude, I tell you what, real talk, you are the Tim Lattie. Maybe. I don't know. I don't leave the house. I don't know what's going on one way or the other. Somebody was asking me to go to, whatever the shit it is, Australia. They were asking me to go to a convention in Australia. I'm like, man, I'm not saying I couldn't be swayed, but it probably wouldn't be cheap. Good. I blabbed enough that my coffee got cold. Perfect. So I'm gonna die early because some funny preventable accident. I hope so. I hope you and all your Gen Z brethren from LSU, I hope y'all have some kind of Final Destination summer ahead of you. And I can watch it all on the news. That'd be great. I hope all Chowder fans, I hope all children that grew up watching Chowder have a Final Destination summer to round out 2026. That would be my dream. That would make me dying penniless and poor as an unfucking appreciated creator. That would make my life. That would make it worth it, actually. If you and my fucking dog shit fucktard boomer neighbor over here that plays country music all day, if something horrible could happen to him, chef's kiss. Be wonderful. All right. So the character is Mr. Monster. I don't know anything about him. So we're all gonna kind of like learn about this today, and kind of, and I hope you have like the worst one, like the longest, like most painful one. I hope in the Rami Final Destination 2026 reboot, I hope you're like right at the moment you're about to hook up with the hot goth girl, then the most excruciating, slow, and painful fucking Final Destination moment happens to you. Like, not like head comes off on the fucking Ferris wheel or something simple. Like, something slow. And then I hope somebody else leaves with the fucking goth chick. Like, she just doesn't care. Chowder fans catching strays. Dude, hey, man. You came at me first, man. You came at me first with that bullshit. The Chowder shit. I'm getting filling up my coffee. Buddy, talk to him. Talk to him, buddy. Let him know. Come on. You gotta fill in the dead air. Really? You would have that would have been great. Alright. Mr. fucking Monster. Let's go see what this guy's all about. Chowder sucks ass, rabba. Is that what they say in the show? Knowing my luck, that's probably what's gonna happen. It's like all your dreams are about to happen. It's like Hot Goth Girl, Ronnie Cycli, dude, Mel Gibson's there. Like, all your heroes are like, man, hey, I'm Mel Gibson. I'm doing Passion of the Christ too. Is Rami here? Like, Hot Goth Girl is ready to make out, and then just like Final Destination starts happening. Building lights up. And it's all because you watched Chowder, dude. That's it. That's it. You could have avoided this. I didn't want this for you. That's the ironic part. I didn't want this to happen. You did, dude. You did by watching Chowder as a kid. Mr. Monster. Fucking Chowder. So, let's see. I don't have my reading glasses. We're just gonna wing it. We're gonna, hey dude, we're gonna fucking middle-aged man raw dog it, bro, and I'm gonna try to read this Wikipedia without my, without my reading glasses. There you go. Alright, Mr. Monster. So I get, there you go. He definitely took it off of this. Doc Stern, Doc Salem. Who fucking cares? Still sucks. Oh, man, dude. Wait, what does? Chowder? I missed something. It's Rada Rada? I don't know what any of that means. Chowder fans should just be catching, like, they shouldn't even be strays. They should be focused bullets. Okay, okay, so he's gonna be a Golden Age character. Mr. Monster was derived from a Golden Age character created by Fred Kelly, who appeared only twice in 1940s Canadian comic books Triumph Comics. Crazy. So I wonder if this guy is, I wonder if he's, like Steamboat Mickey. What is that called? I'm doing so, it's very rare that I'm at a loss for words. And I have a reasonably good vocabulary. It's free domain, public domain, right? Public domain. I don't know what the timeline is because it changes. There's something like, I think it's either, because Steamboat Mickey, I think all the Mickey Mouse characters are going to be public domain at some point, and possibly all the DC characters might be coming around the corner on that as well, like in our lifetimes. But I thought there was something. So, like, Sherlock Holmes, you could technically do anything you want with, like, Sherlock Holmes, I believe. Frankenstein, Dracula, like, all those things. Felix the Cat. You know what's crazy? And some of y'all know this. I've said this on stream before. But, like, years ago, I was looking to I wanted to start my own publishing company. And I was looking for properties to get my hands on, and Jaws was one. I still want to do Jaws. I still want to do Jaws as a comic. Since I'd been doing Ghostbusters, I thought it would be kind of cool if I did Filmation Ghostbusters and like got my hands on that. I didn't know how that would work, and I don't know how that like legally would work. Like, can you still call them just Ghostbusters? Are they Filmation I don't know. This is all led into Candlestick Club, by the way. You know what I mean? Because I had all these ideas for Filmation Ghostbusters and all this other stuff. I brought up Bill Finger earlier because I was trying to tell my special lady friend Texas Trash about like comic book stuff. Ghostbusters would be badass, bro. Ecto glow that shit up, dude. I'll ecto glow everything. I'm by that. I had a funny joke and I pulled back on it. I censor very rarely. I censored myself. It was funny, but dude, it was. There's certain lines like, dude, if we're hanging out, fair game, dude. I'm gonna say whatever. I gotta like hold back. I gotta have some. I can only walk to the edge. No, I said I was about to ecto glow my special lady friend Texas Trash. But dude, Ghostbusters has like a bunch of new stuff coming out, so it's incredible. I'll buy every ecto glow that comes out. But anyway, so get to it. Felix the Cat, they wanted, NBC Universal had a subsidiary that they had bought that was called Cartoon Classic Media. So somebody had gone around and bought all these classic cartoons catalogs, and they had it under a brand called Classic Media. And then all these other big companies, NBC Universal, Columbia, Sony, whatever, Disney, AT&T, they're buying up all those things as well. So like, I'm not interested in it anymore. But there were all these great 80s properties like Bionic 6, Sectars. That's actually how I met Zika Toys. I was looking to get my hands on Sectars, and I was thinking that, like, if I could do what was done with Ghostbusters and TMNT Saturday Morning Adventures, was there any others I was doing at the time? I wanted to basically do those same things with some of these other brands and see if I could make that happen. See if I could turn that into a thing and make them like even like remotely popular. And again, print isn't that crazy. So like depending on like if you do like a mass order from like China or something like that out of country, and you have time to wait for the shipping to come in and stuff, like cost per unit is not that wild. But you have to have a massive order, and you have to have. That's why people want these IPs. That's why they want these properties, is because the name Ghostbusters. They might go and make a dog shit movie. They might go make Masters of the Universe, or they might make... I never even saw the new Ghostbuster shit and all that. But the name itself, the brand carries so much weight that it's worth it for them to buy these properties. What ends up happening, though, is that they glob up all these old IPs, and then they just sit on them, and they don't do anything with them, and they just die. And one of them... that was in the package, that was on the table. They were talking about they wanted us to get like 10 properties. So I don't even know what that would cost. So it's like you want me to purchase, me and a partner purchase 10 obscure C-list 80s properties. Like how much does that, like what is that worth? And then like how long are you supposed to, dude, there was a lot of stuff that I've learned about those things over time. The merch from the Ghostbusters, yeah, the Ghostbusters logo, but Filmation Ghostbusters logo, would that have as much? You know what I mean? Like, would that be the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. I'm sure. Like, let's do money. Let's be real about this shit. Let's say you get Filmation Ghostbusters. How much do you think that's gonna cost? You know what I mean? Let's say you get it for like 2 to 5 years. You got to do it for 5 years because you got to do reprints and stuff like that. You're gonna spend 1 year just making the stuff. You got to have a couple to make your money back. And you can see IDW does that. They'll grab something like Back to the Future. They'll get a 5-year, deal on the license for Back to the Future. They'll have the rights to produce the comic book. They'll make all their money on number 1. They'll pump out issue number 1, fucking sketch covers, J. Scott Campbell cover, variant covers. They'll get everybody buying every issue of number 1. They'll make their money back maybe and then some, and then they just let the book go to shit. They don't give a fuck about it after that. They made their money, and then they're done, and then you don't see Back to the Future again for another 5 years. Maybe they come back out with a trade paperback, whatever. They did the same thing with Dick Tracy. They grabbed the Dick Tracy brand, which is another one I wanted to do. They grabbed Dick Tracy, they screwed it up, they did the same old like race swap and all the same stuff that they fell for the same tropes of the time that everybody else was doing. They killed the brand, and then I was trying to work on Dick Tracy at IDW, and they were just like, dude, we ain't touching it. They had done like 4 reboots, and they were like, we're not touching it, dude. And so then they sit on these things. And yeah, Felix the Cat was in that thing. It was Felix the Cat, Lost in Space, Filmation Ghostbusters. I really wanted Bionic 6. I wanted Jaws. I wanted Sectars. Sectars wasn't in it. What else? I'm trying to think of. I have the list somewhere. I haven't thought of which classic thing I would do if I had the chance. Too busy working on new stuff. So here's the thing I would throw out to you anyway. This is from the Twitch chat. Our buddy Estevez. I met Mike. I know Michael Golden. I don't know him, but like he comes down to Louisiana pretty often. And I had done a G.I. Joe comic. G.I. Joe. I don't know what issue it was, but it was based off of another Michael Golden book, and so when I met him, it's my rooster. I was talking with him and I wanted to ask him some questions because I'm basically like reverse engineering his comic. And I'm seeing stuff that he's doing and I don't know, I just had like generic questions. I guess I just wanted to be like buddies and shit too. You know what I mean? Like he's like, dude, that's a legend, man, you know? So, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, I'm fucking making up shit to fucking ask him. But like, dude, he was just telling me how like a G.I. Joe offered him all kinds of crazy stuff and told him they were going to do this, told him that is also a trope in comics. Bill Finger, Jack Kirby, Michael Golden co-created Rogue, dude. He ain't making nothing off of that. You have all these things that you create for these companies because you want that illustrious. You want to be part of Ninja Turtles, dude. You want to be part of Ghostbusters. You want to be part of X-Men or, I mean, dude, Jack Kirby created all that stuff and didn't get he didn't die penniless. But he didn't get what he was earned. He didn't get what he deserved for what he created. And they said he would be having like panic attacks when he was going to Toys R Us in like the early 90s and the late 80s because it was all the characters he had created were all over the place. They were all over the shelves. And Stan Lee was making money off of that stuff. Stan Lee figured out how to make... Dude, Rob Liefeld does a good job of that. Rob Liefeld isn't the creator... He's co-creator of Deadpool and Cable and all this other kind of stuff. But boy, he does the marketing of he's the creator of Deadpool. Like, he saw where the money was and he went and, dude, go for it, dude. Like, he knows how to make money. And then you have a lot of other creators that are out there that created things for these companies under these confinements of working for Image or Disney or whatever, and they don't get anything. And then the most tragic of tragic stories, like, so I don't know if a lot of y'all know this or not. Some of y'all maybe we talked about it on stream. There's a term, just like wrestling has its terms, like Heat and AI viewers, Steambo.com. Definitely check that one out. That's a Twitch ad. Hold up. I like him as co-host. I like him filling in the dead air. Every time we do these streams in the afternoon, I make some coffee, and then I fucking start blabbing, and then like the coffee's cold, and it sucks. Like drinking that cold cup of coffee sucks. So just like in wrestling, they have these terms like you got heat, or he got, how you like that last Ronin I did, bro? No, it was badass, dude. No, you killed it, man. Like I said, there's no eraser. And I saw the Kevin Eastman thing above it. It's crazy. But where was I? My best friend's sick dilemma for spot, dude. How do they make this? Somebody like, I mean, we're promoting it now. Sick dilemmas for spot. Let me go to steamboo.com. Like, how much does it cost to do that? To pay for those advertisements? Who sees that and is like, damn, you know what? I could use some AI viewers right now. Like, maybe I should go to Steamboo. You know what? Like, I'm streaming and it probably like, you know, like it's not going the way I wanted it to. If only there was an AI viewer stream bot that could give me AI audience that I could talk to. Where have you been, Steamboo? But like, yeah, so like in wrestling they have all these terms like heat and you know, whatever. In comics they had a term called being fingered. Like you know, it was called getting fingered. And sounds nasty, but sounds like you're about to ectoglow somebody, but what it really means is that Hold on 1 second. I see it. I like it. Dude, now you get it. I heard like a weird noise. Sometimes they sneeze. Very rare. How we doing here? Okay. So that's the way it would go. How'd you like that? Oh, I already read that. So in comics, when you don't get credit for your work or you get kind of like screwed over for your work, that's called getting fingered. And it's in reference to Bill Finger. Bill Finger, now again, dude, it's different times. It's a totally different time. And I guess you gotta just look at it and how the comic industry was back then. But Bob Kane, he was like doing so like, let's say I come up with something, let's say I come up with Candlestick Club or something like that, and then I get Estevez to like help me develop it and write it, and I'm paying him to do that. I still came up with Candlestick Club, I still made the deal with the fucking studio or whatever it is. Like, it's still arguably mine. You know what I mean? And then I might be paying Estevez to make up a lot of the, like, hey, help me out. And Estevez is like, man, like, maybe you should make this dude a werewolf, and maybe there should be an egregore at the basketball game. And then I take all his ideas, I put it into the comics, but I made the deal. You know what I mean? And so, like, essentially, it's screwed up, but Bob Kane made the deal with DC. Bill Finger pretty much made up Batman. And, like, he did all the stuff. And Bob Kane, like, I guess it was just, like, I guess they just, either he was just unethical, or they didn't see it as ethical back in the day. But, like, dude, he wouldn't even draw stuff a lot of times. You know? Like, a lot of these guys worked by pen names, mainly because it was basically a Jewish industry, at the end of the day. And so, like, Stan Lieberg, doesn't sound as good as Stan Lee. Or Jack Kurtzberg. Jack Kirby had like 10 different names he went by. So Bob Kane, I don't know what his real name is. And I don't know what Will Eisner's name is either. I don't know if Eisner is Jewish or not, or whatever. If that's his real name or not. But anyway, Bill Finger basically created Batman and never got credit for it. So, like, they would also, Bob Kane, Bill Finger might draw, or somebody else might draw Batman. Bob Kane would just sign it and put the comic book out. You know what I mean? Like, it was completely different era and a completely different way of working. Where you did have a lot of, like, ghost writers and ghost artists, and yeah, he was Jewish, that's his legal name too. Eisner? I know he's Jewish, but, like, I didn't know if that's, like, if he, you know, he didn't become Will, you know, whatever. Come up with, like, a different name. Who's also, like, probably one of my favorites all time is Will Eisner. So, yeah. So, anyway, Bill Finger, I don't think he got any... Bob Kane admitted in the 80s that Finger did, like, 65% of the work. Right, but did he give him any money? You know what I mean? Like, now there was a movement that got it to say, like, created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger in hindsight. Again, man, I don't know, like, you know, if you do something, you know the deal going in, or maybe you don't know the deal back then. Like, you do want to be with the hot chick. You do want to take the cheerleader to prom. So, like, when I'm working on TMNT, I'm just happy to be on TMNT. I'm not asking, hey, if I create this character, like, it's mine, right? You know, like, I'm not playing any of that game. I'm just taking it. I'm just rolling with it, dude. So that's its own thing. That's a whole thing. But yeah, he never got any credit. There's a movie about it on Hulu. It's a tearjerker. Bob Kane offered Finger a ghostwriter job. He might have. I mean, I'm sure he paid him. I'm sure he got paid for the work he was doing. He just didn't get the credit. And for something on the scale of Batman that just prints money and has printed money for 80 years of printing money, like, for the guy that basically created all of that, to die on his couch penniless and, you know, like, and get buried in a Potter's cemetery, man, that fucking sucks, dude. Like, that sucks. He made the deal. The deal's the deal. The deal's the deal. But, I mean, it's just kind of crazy. And so, like, with Estevez, that'll go back, long-winded way of doing this, but when he's like, yeah, I'm looking for characters that I could use and make my own, you know, whether it's Mr. Monster, whether it's Free Domain, or whether it's something you get your hands on, like a, again, Bionic 6 would be a blast. Like, as much as I, like, give crap to the diversity trope, something like Bionic 6 already has everything built in. You don't need to do any of that. You don't need to change characters to fit demographics. It exists already. Like, it was there in the 1980s. Like, it's perfect. Dude, Captain Planet's the same thing. It's there. We don't need to do all this switcheroo shit. Like, go make this into a comic. So, yeah, like, anyway, my point is, I'm at a place now of, like, it would be just as hard to get some of these things off the ground. Yes, it would probably have, like, an established fan base, but, like, something like Sectars or whatever, not enough people know about it. It's pretty obscure. And then you gotta imagine, like, how many of those people are even gonna buy that comic? So the handful of people that know who Sectars is, there's your first tier. So now that's half the populace. And then, like, how many of those people are gonna go buy figures or comic books based on those characters? And then are you going to do enough marketing well enough that they're even going to know what the hell it is or even know where to get it before it's too late? Is it worth your time? And that money that you spend, so this is real talk, this is real business talk. That money that you spend, Estevez, on buying the property, you could use that money to just print your own books. And then you're keeping 100% of the proceeds. Because you're also going to have to give some of that money to... you're going to have to give some of that money to the license holder. So it's not like, hey, I got Filmation Ghostbusters for 5 years, it's all mine. No, they're going to get a percentage of the profits after all of that. So, like, it's, unless it's TMNT, Batman, something like that, yeah, dude, how much? What do you want? How much you want? Because it's worth it. You're going to make money. Some of this other stuff is not worth it. Mr. Monster. Alright, Mr. Monster, Gilbert heavily revised the character, creating a horror-humor hybrid which often featured heavy satire of both the horror genre and superhero comics in general. The revised character first appeared in Pacific Comics, Vanguard Illustrated number 7, dated July 1984. Wait, I'm lost here. How did we jump 30 years? Mr. Monster was derived from a Golden Age character created by Fred Kelly, who appeared only twice in the 1940s. In Super Duper Comics. I like those names too. Super Duper Comics. Triumph Comics. Okay, now here's another one. After trademarking Mr. Monster, Gilbert heavily revised the character. So that means that character must have been floating around. There's a story there. Like, I'd like to know more about that, because that's exactly what we're talking about right now. So what happened? So was it free to, like, did he just go in and try, like, that's crazy. Creating a horror humor high, Pacific Comics. I've heard of Pacific Comics. That's in '84. Shortly afterwards, Pacific folded, taken over by Eclipse. Most of us should know what Eclipse Comics is, or have heard of it. Eclipse would do, God, did they do... Let's look it up. Because I know I have some Eclipse Comics, but I can't think of the title that it was. I think they did the Comet. I think I have some Comet, like... So they were floating around out there. Eclipse Comics. Man, it's crazy, dude. Imagine being these guys. An American comic book publisher, one of several independent publishers during the 80s, 90s, and 78. It published the first graphic novel. Eclipse Comics, man. Oh, look at that. Xenon, Airboy. I actually worked on some, Chuck Dixon, I believe, wrote Airboy, because I was doing a webcomic with Chuck Dixon years ago, and I would throw in Airboy references. Damn, I didn't know Mr. Miracle was an Eclipse book. Crazy. Prowler, Destroy, that looks fun. I'm just looking through like some of these. I'm just kind of interested. Pretty cool. Just, I don't know, it's kind of wild to even be like a comic book publisher in like the 80s, you know? Like that's probably not a bad time to be coming up, and I don't know what the... Now DC owns Mr. Miracle, I believe now, so I don't know how that works. I don't know if they sold it or whatever. They offered Gilbert the opportunity to give the character a title of his own, initially planned as a January 85 one-shot, reprinting and completing the Vanguard storyline. The series would become an ongoing... Damn, dude, here we go. Now it's getting interesting. The series would become an ongoing with Dave Stevens providing a cover for the second issue. Eclipse also published a series of specials starring Mr. Monster, and later a crossover issue pairing him with Airboy. Look at that shit. Full circle. From 1988, Gilbert left Eclipse, instead taking the character to Dark Horse. Is that it? Okay. I mean, that's it? Reception, reviewing the first issue of Eclipse series for Amazing Heroes. Alright. Crazy. Dark Horse Presents. So, dude, it looks like it was something that showed up in Dark Horse Presents a few times in the 2000s. Mr. Monster's gal, Friday Kelly. That sounds cool. So it went over to Image. It was floating around Caliber Comics, and yeah, now it's kind of like, I don't know, now I kind of like got messaged on Instagram to work on it. So that's where we're at. So I just wanted a little bit of history on it. And then ironically enough, I had done the character from my buddy Preston, who was clearly like a play on Mr. Monster. So I've already kind of like essentially drawn this character. It's almost the exact same character called Doc Salem, which I didn't know until this morning. Dave Stevens, for those who don't know, Dave Stevens created The Rocketeer. And, man, if you ever get a chance to look at the artist edition of The Rocketeer, like those big artist edition books IDW was putting out, I mean, it's just next level, dude. He has a pinup of Betty in The Rocketeer. It looks like Betty Page. I mean, it took him like 10 years to draw it, so you can't, you know, but he's also... I have a Johnny Quest cover hanging up in the, like 5 feet away. That's a Dave Stevens cover. It's the best Johnny Quest cover ever. By far. So... hands down. Hands down the best Johnny Quest cover. No doubt. Love it, dude. Fucking love it. What's his name? Haji? Johnny Haji? And like just this bombshell, man. Cool Chinese or Japanese letters up on the wall. I guess it was Japanese. I don't know. I feel like they would be in... where are they? I feel like they would be in the Orient. That's the kind of the vibe I'm getting off of this. Jade Incorporated. So there you go. Man, just cool, dude. He's such... he could draw amazing women. But he did this... I'm just going to type in Betty and I bet you it comes up. Like, no, there's one image. It's just butt shot, back turned. Maybe not. I mean, that's it. No, I was wrong. I thought it would be like the most obvious. That's the image. And it's clearly like Betty Page. But man, it is so badass. Dude, his Rocketeer book is nuts. So it's cool that he was part of it. And dude, that's what I'm saying about, actually, yes, if I was to bring something back, it would be Johnny Quest. I had bought the DVDs years ago and was playing a 3-movie plot idea. Well, dude, I mean, so let's take Preston, for example. He's a piece of shit as a person, dude, but he's an amazing artist. And at that point, it's like, why don't you just make up your own Johnny Quest? Ironically enough, when I was doing, I'm trying to pitch a Ghostbusters cartoon, Preston was the dude that told me, why don't you just keep this idea and do your own thing? And so, like, for you, why not just make up your own Johnny Quest? Like, I don't know if it's, like, worth it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I do like the idea, you know, you can say it's here's the page. I want to see the black and white version, though. What did you boys say about the Chipmunk movie? That it was, you said something last night in Discord. That besides some stuff that didn't stand up well, like he loved it, or didn't, that didn't age well. Johnny Quest basically having a manservant, Haji. It doesn't age great. But it does have, like, kind of like a nice, like, I mean, Indiana Jones did too. You know what I mean? Mandrake did. Dude, you want to talk about something that didn't age well? Fucking Mandrake the Magician. Look at it. Look at his manservant. You want to see something over the top? But if you did take a story and, like, here it is. They changed them when they did, that was another one I wanted to get my hands on, Defenders of the Earth. I love Defenders. Yeah, dude, Mandrake and, what's his name? Lothar. So, like, he's, like, straight, you know. But there's, like, a kind of cool vibe about it. There's this kind of, like, I don't know, like, pre-World War II, like, 1930s kind of, like, I don't know. I guess it's, like, imperialism and stuff, but it's still kind of, I don't know. Mandrake is a magician that's, like, out saving the world and going on adventures, and he has this guy that helps him out that's, I don't know, straight, I don't know. It looks like he's straight out to Africa, basically. I guess I don't know how to put it. Haji's kind of the same thing. Very, like, I don't know. Whatever. Take it. I'm fumbling words on this one. I don't know how to put it, but dude, it's got a kind of cool vibe. Like, he's kind of like his muscle. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like it's very much like Sala in Indiana Jones. It's like this guy with these mystical powers comes in. And here's your, like, everyman over here. What up, dude? And he has to, like, I don't know. He's kind of tasked on this adventure. You know what I mean? Like, he gets to, like, go along on this crazy adventure. Like, there's a little bit of, like, whimsy to it. Like, it's kind of neat. And Haji's basically the same thing. So I guess that was, like, something they would do. I don't think it was, like, ill intent. Like, he's the muscle of the team, dude. He looks like he's your, I don't know. Basically the same thing, I guess, as Haji. But when you move into whatever, they change him and they kind of update him. And I believe he had a daughter at this point too, right? Like, when they get to Defenders of the Earth. No, he had a son. So they totally updated him a lot. And they basically gave him his own. I don't know, dude. Honestly, you could see that being like a transitional period. You know what I mean? Like, if he was like somebody that Mandrake just met on an adventure in Africa and took him along as part of his team, you could see that over the years as they evolved and maybe they come back to the States, he falls in love, he has a kid. Like, he kind of upgrades his armor and his suit and all that kind of other stuff, his gear. Like, that's probably just what he was wearing when they met. And now, by the time you get to Defenders... Well, does he feel out of place here? Like you're talking about in Defenders? I'm not a fan of that. Which one? They couldn't have him come in. They couldn't have Lothar. Dude, I don't think they could have him come in wearing the other shit he was wearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't have him in, like, the tiger or the leopard outfit he had on. Dude. Not today. That should be our move. That would be like a fun one. I kind of want to do it now for a second just to round it out. What if we took Lothar and maybe made this costume fit with those, like, classic characters? Like, could you take that? Dude, it's not a bad outfit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really not. Like, dude, you put him in some leopard stuff or whatever, like, dude, he fits right in there with the Phantom. Like, it could work. It definitely, I see what you're saying now. Like, they went, like, way over the top 90s with it. Like, they went kind of hardcore with it. They gave him knee pads and all this other. Before he's just running around in biker shorts. And JC, this is where we're at with you. So I'm gonna work on it later. I just gotta tweak a couple little things here and there. But I have like rough basics down. Shredder's like a pain in the butt. The boots suck. Hold up. Yeah, I didn't even notice. I also have this hanging on the wall in the other room. Defenders of the Earth #1. I love Defenders. So right next to that Johnny Cash is this comic book, Defenders #1. I love, one of my favorite shows. So, all right, Estevez. Pro question. Would you? It's 1989 or something like that, 1987, and we're sitting here and we're gonna reboot. We're gonna take all the Hearst characters or whatever they were from, and we're gonna redo it and make a new series, and we're calling it Defenders of the Earth, and we're deciding to throw Lothar in there. Are we rolling like this? I kind of like this out. Now he looks like Nick Cage, not Nick Cage. He looks like Luke Cage in that outfit. Do you put him in this outfit, like the? I don't even know what to call it. Or do you update him? I think I would remove the vest. Hold up. I feel like that's too naked. I feel like he has to have, like, something. I don't mind that, but it looks way... Dude, that could be Luke Cage. And maybe that was Luke Cage. Dude, what are the odds that somebody was reading Mandrake and Lothar, saw this? Dude, that is Luke Cage. It's the same friggin' outfit. It's the same, it's literally the same thing. Dude, there's a solid chance Luke Cage, his intellectual daddy, is wait, which one is this? I don't, dude, that's kind of like semi the debate right now a little bit. Because you either go from this, or then you go to this. And I'm kind of, now that Estevez and Twitch kind of pointed it out, like, he's kind of right. Like, compared to the other Defenders, it's a little bit of, it's kind of too much of a try-hard look. Like, it's kind of, like, does he need all this shit? You know what I mean? Like, dude, like, it's a little, like, it does stick out. Man, I still kind of like this, dude. I feel like if you kind of tweak this a little bit, it's a little too, like... I don't know. It looks like a girl going to the gym. It looks like a girl going to Planet Fitness, like that outfit. Like, it's a little... Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a little too much. Like, it's kind of like... It's kind of like you're yelling at your girlfriend. Like, dude, it does... Like, the Defender's outfit seems forced. I'm not saying the little, chimpanzee hat, you know what I mean? Or whatever they call it, the Shriner cap. Like, I think that's silly. I don't mind that. Like, that's kind of cool. Like, that would have been a cool outfit. I feel like you almost want to keep the leopard stuff. I feel like the leopard keeps. Hold on, Mandrake. Let me do some reps for my fun. Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's a little, it's, you know. This is not forced. Drop the Shriner hat. Man, I feel like you don't even need to do it. I feel like that's pretty solid. I feel like that would have been a cool Defenders. Maybe tweak it a little bit. Maybe give them, look, man, maybe throw the Defenders logo t-shirt underneath. Man, maybe a utility belt or backpack, and I think you're good to go. I don't think he has any powers. Maybe he's super strong. Either that or they all have to upgrade their armor. Like, either that or everybody on the Defenders has to, like, do upgrade. And then Lothar's son, like, dude, he was kind of like a prick on the show, if I remember. Like, both of them, like, I feel like he was, like, more of a prick. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe I'm not remembering it right. I love the girl. I love, what's her name? The God, what the hell's his name, dude? The Phantom. I love his daughter. She's great. And then you had this kid was just, I don't know where the hell he came from. And then I feel like he was always, like, kind of, like, bitching or crying for some reason. I don't know. That's just how I remember the show. And then it was also, maybe Lothar could have more military outfit. I'm not against that either. I just think you have to have the leopard. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like that's money. Like, that's his thing. Like, that's the... So, alright. And these were the... God, what was it? That's what it's called, a fez. I call it a Shriner cap. But, like, whenever anybody, like, you know, like in Indiana Jones, when they're, like, spinning the little thing, the crank music box, and they'll have, like, a little chimpanzee dancing, they'll be wearing, like, a vest and a little hat. So it's called a fez. Yeah, the fez has to go. Maybe they can meet with the fez. He could meet him and he's wearing a fez, like if he just meets him and he needs him for the first adventure. But then it's got to go. But the leopard stays. Leopard's badass. I like Lothar. I like Mandrake a lot too. Alright. Flash Gordon looks cool with the ad. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, you just do a minor upgrade. A subtle upgrade. Mandrake doesn't need to be upgraded. Phantom, I feel like you can't upgrade the Phantom. Dude, look, we talked, remember we did it that day? We did the, we took, so, these are Charleston? Is that right? Or it's Hearst? It's Hearst Company that these characters are coming from. I don't know what the total name of it is, though. I did it. Cold coffee. It's definitely Hearst. It's King. It's Hearst. Hearst owns it, but it's called King Features. And look, man, there was all kinds of other crazy stuff with that too, because Hearst was doing Betty Boop. Hearst was doing man, there was a wild Betty Boop, Bibbo's Initiation. Crazy. It's all about secret societies, and they're mocking Mickey Mouse and Disney. There's all kinds of crazy stuff going on. I have a feeling Hearst was a good dude. That's my guess. That might be a story for another day, but I have a feeling that Hearst was legit. And so all those characters are Hearst, and then King Syndicate was the company that they came out from under. So Lothar is part of that. And Mad Cave has them right now. And I believe Dan DiDio was working on it. And I was trying to get on it. I just wanted to do a cover for Defenders or one of those. I just wanted to get it out. I wanted to get it out my system just because I liked it so much. And I don't know. I was emailing with the guy, and it just never happened. And I could always just go draw something, whatever. Let's see. Oh, But remember, we were doing it. We were going to take, like, if that was the King Syndicate people, and then Defenders was, like, the 80s version, we were going to do, like, the next gen, which was going to be after that. You know, like, what was going to be the third incarnation. And, man, I'd love to do that one day, even as a, I was even thinking about doing webcomics and just doing, like, Tim Lattie Presents. And, like, almost doing my own little, like, you know, throwing shit at the wall kind of thing where you just toss out little things. Like, can you tweak it and take these characters and make your own ciphers? Like I was suggesting you do with Johnny Quest. Could you do that with these characters and then do your story about, like, the daughter of the Phantom and what was it? Who did we have? It was gonna be it was Cat. What was it? We had a whole thing going for it. It was Cat, whatever, defender of two worlds, because she was going to be the inheritor of the Phantom, but also she was also going to be Flash Gordon's daughter as well, or granddaughter. She would have been Flash Gordon's granddaughter, and then she was going to have to control the jungles, whatever territory the Phantom has to, you know. His genealogy has been overlooking for generations, you know what I mean? And have to also, like, deal with, like, space and whatever's going on out there. Whatever kind of, like, the final defender or something like that. Charlton was the question, and so, yeah. And then DC bought all those. That's Blue Beetle, all those characters, yeah. And there's, like, a weird thing that they were doing with all that kind of stuff. So they were, like, killing off all those characters. Even though that Justice League Europe and Justice League International, like that, man, they killed it. That was some of the best Justice League stuff I ever read. Whatever that was. But then they came out with Identity Crisis and they killed all those characters. Like, they had some kind of, like, vendetta at that time period where they were taking out all those... That whole Griffin DeMatteis run, they took out all those characters. Max Lord, Blue Beetle. So I'm wondering if there was a legal issue going on. Scary J. Blige, man, still one of my favorite names. Still one of my favorites. Yeah, so it was going to be him and her and his daughter, and that was going to be the story. So it was going to be that next gen. So that's where we're at, man. Anybody got any ideas, any questions? If not, I'm gonna drink my cold coffee and bounce out this bitch. But dude, also at the end of the day, like I said, man, you don't have forever. So like for Estevez, who another thing I wanted to do, Challengers of the Unknown, that was a Kirby book, I believe. Challengers was like a precursor to Fantastic Four. If I'm right. I'm almost yeah. And I'll say something else, man. If you want to see some like amazing stuff, Wally Wood inked Kirby. Not everybody, dude, a lot of people that ink Kirby screwed up his stuff. A lot of people that would ink Kirby comics would destroy it and would make his art look like shit. And even a lot of these people would come in and try to make it not look like Kirby. They wanted it to look like something else. And it just shows you, dude, if you're a visionary or you're an outlier, Vince Colletta fucked him in the ass. If you're a visionary or an outlier, a lot of times, dude, you might be doing something, or just an artist in any kind of place or level. Man, not everybody's going to understand it when it's first happening and when it's first coming out. It's just not. They're not. And Kirby is just a prime example of that he would be doing, that Jack Kirby would be like replaced. You know what I'm saying? That they would take his stuff and like try to like make it not look like Kirby when he invented the whole Marvel universe. But there will never have anyone like, nah, I don't know what that was. I really wonder. I've read books on it. I've looked at documentaries on Kirby and stuff like that. I don't know. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that comics are ruined to a certain extent. I don't know how. Was it just like, dude, appreciate that. Dude, appreciate that, Kyle. Push on 69. I definitely destroyed that name. But KA, or Cap, I appreciate that. I don't know. So, like, this guy. Anytime my brother is gonna love your store. Dude. But please pass it on, dude. All that is eventually going to, like, fund actual, like, you know, feeling the Jay and Silent Bob back there. I don't know if you're new to this or if you've been around or not. But I did a bunch of artwork for Reboot. So I have the camera. We can move it now. Let's see which way this goes. So you can see my dirty couch and my Space Jam sheet that I found. So I did a bunch of artwork for Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, the movie. There's another one back there in the corner, and they let us have it. Like, the production. I don't know how much they knew about it. I want that poster. I think I have some. If I do, I will put them in the store, because I'm pretty sure I do have some. If not, I'll put them on my website. They were supposed to be in the secret stash, but we never came to a deal. So yeah, dude, I'll start putting some Jay and Silent Bob in here. I actually have, like, a bunch of cool stuff. So yeah, dude, like, was in the movie, have my own booth in the movie. You know, it was a great time. Hung out with Smith and Muse. Was around them a bunch. Got to be around them, met them multiple times. Definitely fan. Would you sign the poster too? Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I can find it. Hold up. I'd have to go get these printed, because I don't have them. I don't have them all right now. This is me and my buddy Mark with Smith at a after event. I had to wear my leather jacket, dude. I had to look cool with Kevin Smith. You know what I mean? I had to, like, I'm a cool guy, Kevin Smith. Like, I'm fucking cool, dude. Like, let me wear my leather jacket I got for Christmas a couple years ago. Let me show him. Where's the Death in the Family one? I don't know where it's at, man. We did a bunch of stuff. So we did a bunch of these things for the movie, and they ended up using It's Behind You. Yeah, I was trying to find, like, a better version of it so you could see it up close. Look, you wanna know how big of an asshole I am? I know it's gonna be in my Dropbox. Hold on one sec. Let me take this off the screen so I can go to my Dropbox and get it. Tablet, review cam, USB video. 1 second. I don't know. I'll find it another day. It should be on the computer though. It was called A Blunt in the Family. That's what we were calling it. And so what ended up happening was, dude, everybody's heard this story 1,000 times, but we'll do it again. USB video. A bunch of my stuff is all over Reboot. So it was in the mall down here in Louisiana. The mall I used to pretend to be, apologies for the people that have heard all this before, but it was the mall that I used to pretend to be Jay and Silent Bob in. I used to pretend to be Brody in. Years later, in a twist of fate, all my Ghostbusters and a bunch of my TMNT and all this kind of other artwork ends up being part of the movie in the mall, and we're like hanging out at the comic shop and stuff like that, and did a bunch of artwork for it, and yeah, man, it was just a cool time, dude. Smith and Muse are definitely cool people. They were just in town. I didn't go see them. Again, like, I guess now I'm trying to be cool. Like, dude, the same guy that wore his leather jacket from Christmas from like 4 years ago, like to the event, like was trying to be too cool. I don't want to like show up and like blow. Like, I don't care that they're in town. That's sick. I'm happy. Dude, it was a full circle moment. It was really, dude, it was very surreal, and it makes me question reality. I don't know if we're just in the Matrix. I would like to upgrade my Matrix level. I would like to get to Cypher Matrix level if I am, like, in like an AI system. If I'm being used to like to produce ChatGPT answers, I would like to, ideally, I would like to upgrade what I have here. Like, it's not bad. Like, I like it. Like, it's cool. Like, more money and, like, steak and, like all that kind of stuff. Like, if I could get Cypher level, thank you. Thank you, Claude, or whatever system I'm in right now. Yeah, when I met them, I did the same. It was cool. Me and Kevin sat and talked for like 20 minutes. I actually said he had to see other people too. Everyone bought tickets. Dude, they, I think they are like real dudes. Like, that's the vibe I got. I know he's always like, you can kind of tell. And I've heard way too many stories of him being like extra cool with people. Man, put it like this. I've yet to hear like a shitty Kevin Smith. I've never heard a Kevin Smith story where he's just like, man, fuck you. Like, then, all right, get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? It's always like a story like you said. Never. And we went to the after party after the show, after the movie. And this is going to be the after party for the cast and crew. Okay? And it was at a place out in New Orleans. And all the dude did was stand there. So there was like a sectioned off area. We're with like Joe Ugly. He used to be Shannon Elizabeth's husband. He played Santa Claus in all these movies and stuff. We're with Jason Mewes' agent. Who else was back there? Jason Richardson, who was one of like the weed kids in the movies. Like, so like we're like in this like back area, and who knows how the fuck we wandered into that. And dude, Smith came in and he just stood there and he signed and took photos and signed autographs for the cast and crew. Like, we're talking about like the basic level, like not the people that really interacted with him, like just like the random, like the guy the cook. Everybody that was part of the movie probably got invited to the event. You know what I mean? And dude, he stood there for 2 or 3 hours, signed photos, took pictures, and then he left. And there was probably like a real after party after that. He didn't need to do that, dude. He didn't need to do any of that shit. And maybe he gets some kind of ego boost or whatever. I don't know. I thought it was mega legit, mega cool. I tell everyone, of all the people I've met, he's the most down-to-earth, good dude, no doubt. I had like 20 books. I asked him to sign his favorite. He told me in Kevin Smith fashion, whip them out, man, and sign them all. Yeah, dude, I think, I guess he was just a fan. I don't know, dude. Maybe he was a dick before. Maybe the heart attack changed him. I really don't know. He seems, how are we supposed to even understand Kevin Smith? You know what I mean, dude? Like, how do we even, like, understand, like, how his life is? It's interesting. You know, like, because I know he gets in fights online with people and stuff like that, and it's just like, dude, we're not in his position. And, I don't know. He became such, like, a cultural, like, if you're in the 90s and you're a nerd, you know, most people think a nerd is, like, Big Bang Theory kind of people and shit like that, right? But that's not really that was never my experience. Everybody, when I would go to the comic shop, it was like really like funny people, and like everybody was just talking shit, and everybody was just like cool, you know. It was never like, I never watched Big Bang. That would be like watching Chowder. But like it was kind of like that. I don't know. Everybody was just like cool and like talk shit. It was like really funny. Like you'd go into the comic shop and it would just be hilarious. And this is like pre-internet days, and I don't know. It feels like he like he made movies that represented that and became like a piece of pop culture. Like it's crazy, man. Dude, he had to have like a wild time. He had a wild life. Had to. Dude, you would go into the comic shop and you just chill. Like I might not even have anything to do. I might just go. Maybe I'm riding my bike. Maybe I drive. Maybe you're looking for like stuff like from whatever. Look at my profile pic. Ah, no way, dude. Well, did you have something to do with the movie or what? Oh, sick. All right. Because we saw all that stuff. So I even designed, they had me do... dude, I'm sorry. Hey, dude, I'm sorry. Creepy Tat Pat. This is not like, I do not wish you die in a Final Destination 2026 reboot disaster. Just not my thing. I've never seen an episode. I don't know. It's probably wonderful. I'm sorry I compared it to Chowder. Watching Big Bang right now. Okay, all right, that was okay. Now I'm understanding how Kevin Smith feels, man. You can't say anything on the internet. I think it looks like ass, dude, but maybe it's good. Maybe I'll watch an episode. I've never seen an episode of Friends. I'm a hater now. I've never given it a chance. And I'm also an asshole. I'm riding that out. I'm taking it to my grave. I will never watch an episode. But I'm glad y'all enjoy it. I'm glad. Dude, watch. How funny would it be if, like, somehow I ended up watching Big Bang, loved it, and then I watched Chowder and loved it too? You need 6 episodes, and then Big Bang is a good ride. All right, I'll trust y'all. Earlier there was a Zoomer in here. This Zoomer that comes around. I don't know who the kid is, and no, I love him. I text him all the time. That's my boy. But I give him shit about Chowder, so like I just it's a slow start. Dude, my parents love it. That have like no idea about any of this stuff. Like I feel like that's what they think my life is. I think they think like I'm like a Big Bang person. Like that's like what I'm doing over here and shit. I only started because I caught a full ep before AEW. Dude, I love AEW. You redeemed yourself with that. Then was like, let me check it out. Okay, maybe that'll happen to me one day. I'll start putting on TNT early and see if and maybe creep out. Whenever I get to it, it's like the laugh at the M. Dude, how was he? MJF seems fucking awesome, dude. I love it. I want to meet Tekla. She seems like a fucking nutcase, man. Dude, I didn't watch last night, but dude, doesn't this feel like the comic shop now? Isn't this exactly how a comic shop conversation would go? Just food for thought. But like, cause it's a hub. It's a hub for all people that you like. If you read comics, if you decide that like in your afternoon in college you go to a comic shop, probably a good bet you watch AEW too, or like it's a good bet you're gonna find some kind of connected. Not really. I go to get my books and ignore everyone. Well, you're antisocial. You're dude. You're gonna end up back on the Final Destination list. Final Destination 2020-26 is coming. 2020-26. If you watch Chowder, like, it's happening, dude. Like, it's coming this summer. Unfortunately. Like, I was blessed and had great cartoons and media to watch. I was a 2012er. Comic Book Shop is the suburban version of the urban... Dude. I never had these conversations at Supercuts. Makes sense. Never thought of it. I'm gonna process that. Never thought of it, but it makes sense. Dude. So it's tripping me out, but it's true. But Supercuts is suburban. Dude, I would go to Supercuts, like, I don't know, man. I come home here now, as you can tell. But, yeah, dude, so, like, I don't know, WWE's, like, so, like, fucking lame now. I can't even, like, dude, it's just so fucking cheesy, dude. Like, I don't even put it on. And I just put on AEW just kind of, like, out of boredom. I'm bald now that I haven't been to a barbershop in years. It was a COVID thing, and I was just like, dude, F this, man. I'm just gonna cut my own. Now it's easy. Now it's like shaving. Like but I just do a fade. Like it ain't shit. Bro, all I do is curbside. The less I have to talk to people, the better. Give me my food. Generally, I'm actually like that. Believe it or not. Okay, so I'm gonna go do sushi this afternoon. That's my game plan. I'm gonna go for the sushi. And, dude, I told y'all the other day it's like that. Like, dude, they're starting to know me at the post office because of fucking Whatnot. And, like, it's like this weird, like, man, we are one joke, one conversation away from me having to tell a joke every time I go into fucking the post office. You know what I mean? Like, I have a good situation. I have a good bad situation. It depends on who's working at the sushi place. Like, there's a girl that's over there that, like, I'm, you know, like, we might have to talk. The other guy that works there, like, the Asian guy that's been there forever, dude, we have a nice, smooth, I don't even need to tell him what I want. We say the same thing every time. Maybe I'll throw in, like, a random comment towards the end that I can get out without, like, really having a conversation. Like, we both just understand, like, we're cool. Like, we're mega cool. Me and him, like, we're tight. But, like, it's like a guy you see at the gym. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you'll make a comment here and there, but you don't want to break the seal. Like, you're both in there to do business. You're both in there to work out. Like, we don't need to become talking friends. That's how I feel about my guy at the sushi place. I became talking friends with the other girl, and fucking, it sucks now. I just want to listen to my headphones. I watch WE because I watch all wrestling to know what's out there. But yeah, WE's background. Dude, I'm telling you, that's what it is for me now. Now I can just get on TikTok at night and see what I need to see. And I'm like, okay, Division did this. Okay, Danhausen did this. Okay. All right, nothing else happened. All right, cool. All right, SummerSlam's next weekend, great. Like, I'm not even interested. Like, I'm not excited to see. Dude, AEW, I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I have no clue from week. Dude, somebody might die in AEW. AEW really is Final Destination. Like, Darby Allin might die. Hey, watch it. He uncursed my Knicks. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm all in on that. But, like, dude, it's like, I wish they had gone more R-Truth with him, if that makes sense. Maybe like a little more than R-Truth, but I wish they had. They saw money and they're pumping them, dude. And I feel like they're going too far with it. Did he uncurse? Is that gonna work? But, like, I don't know, dude. Like, and then I'll watch, like, the wrestling shows. I'll watch the wrestling shows. And, like, the commentators, like Stevie Richards or something like that, when I'm drawing and everything. And they bring up some, like, great points, you know? Like, they'll bring up, like, good stuff of, like, why they're, like, missing... I don't know, man. They're bringing up, like, good, like, writing stuff that makes a lot of sense, if that makes sense. And I'm just like, yeah, that would have been a better move. Like, that would have been better writing, or that would have made more sense for the character. AEW just seems like it's like chaos. And I kind of, dude, this might be an unpopular opinion, and people give me shit about it. I kind of want to see Motor City Machine Gun go to AEW and finish out their career. Omega or Ospreay. I feel like I'm on the fence with you right now, so I'm a little nervous. I'm probably going Omega. I don't know what Ospreay's doing right now. Dude, it's still real to me, damn it. And Ospreay broke his fucking neck, dude. Tell me that's fake. I feel like Ospreay's not as good on mic. And I don't know what he's doing with the Death Riders. So I'm gonna go Kenny Omega for Legacy, I guess. I don't know, man. That's a tough question. I also don't have like I'm not as much of a horse in the race with that one. Is that a fair, like, because he executed it wrong, that's why his neck got fucked? Possibly. Dude, Will Ospreay's a friggin' like video game hack. I think Omega and then Ospreay gets it at All Out. Oh, okay. Dude, the other cool thing about AEW, though, is that, like, dude, a random Thursday night or a random Wednesday or Saturday night could be like a pay-per-view. Like, dude, you don't, you don't know. There's just more surprises. Like, out of the blue, they could be on a golf course somewhere, and it's, like, almost like pay-per-view level, like, entertainment. And, like, you know, like, dude, who was it? Was it MJF? And, no, who did he fight? Who did Darby Allin fight on the golf course? God, what's his name? Dude, that was a great match. That was, like, really fun. They did another beach one that was awesome. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was packed. You're right. Dude, it was awesome. So, like, they'll have, like, these random events, and it's just like, where did this even come from? And, dude, I just love Tekla. I think she's underrated, man. She's a character. Like, she's nuts. Her promo with Mick Foley last night, bro, she stole the show, dude. Like, she just... Not talking wrestler. I'm talking about just on mic, interesting... I don't know. She's just a wild one, man. I enjoy her. I'm glad she ended up. I don't know what they're gonna do when like Tony Storm and people like that come back. Okay, so who's your? Didn't she doing like dental stuff? I heard she was a bitch backstage, man. She's fine, dude. But I heard she was a fucking bitch. But I wish she'd come back. I hear rumors of it. I don't know. But I heard that's the rumor. Is that backstage she's fucking really hard to deal with. Yeah. Right, all stars are. That's but I heard Bailey might be going there because like Bailey and Sasha Banks, Monet, they want to have some kind of feud before they wrap up. That could be cool. A lot of people think that that's what happened with the Lyra Valkyria match. That was Bailey on her way out. What's gonna happen, dude? I had heard Kyrie might go there. Dude, there's a lot of like I'm waiting for Karrion Kross to go over there. I don't know why Karrion Kross and Scarlett don't go over there. Because they're not taking back what's his name? They're not taking back Selena Vega and Homeboy. So I don't know, dude. But I like AEW. I go out of if I'm gonna miss one, I'm missing WWE. Or like you said, it's background. But like it's getting to the point where YouTube is winning. You know what I'm saying? Like YouTube is beating them out. So yeah, dude, I guess that's right, dude. We kind of like, I'd like to think of this as like kind of like the urban barbershop of whatnots. Like so. I think Always Angry kind of dubbed it. But nah, dude, But here's the funny thing. You can't. A WWE mark will not fucking listen when you tell them AEW is good. Like if you're a mark for WWE, there is nothing you can tell somebody. Like I have this fight with people. I'm like, dude, it's kind of awesome. Like it's MJF is awesome. Like all these people are awesome, and they will not. Like, oh no, Tony's an idiot. They don't know what they're doing over there. And I'm like, dude, it's kind of fun. I enjoyed the conversation. Got to get dinner ready. Be back. I'll be back for the posters and chill again. But yeah, WD. Nah, they ain't fucking going nowhere, dude. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing, dude. I'm going to get some sushi. I appreciate y'all stopping by, and we will definitely do it again. Hold up, because I got to figure out how to close the stream, or I'm gonna be sitting here like a goofball for a minute. That's so perfect. Perfect timing. Dude, I can't even find the button. I don't know how to work Whatnot. After all these times. I still don't know how to do it. Oh my god. Okay. Alright. I'll see y'all later. Perfect. And I will see y'all later on the TikToks. And whatever else. Robert Pritchard was in there. Alright.